Here I am looking at my favorite color photos. I've opened them all in Photoshop and I'm going to check that they are nice and sharp before I edit them. This one is slightly fuzzy and out of focus, so I will not edit them. Just checking this one, that is just perfect on there, really sharp. So I will edit this one. Here I'm focusing on subtle edits. So I'm using the select tool to select the area I want to crop and then going image, crop. And then I'm going to adjust image adjustment, brightness and contrast, and playing very subtly to make it a little bit brighter. Okay, and image adjust hue and saturation. Same, really subtly adjusting the saturation a tiny little bit up. You can see the effect when you go too far one way or the other. So here I think my image, I've checked the preview, I think my image is edited. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and save it as Edit. Or color edit 1. Okay, so I've got my first version of my edits on there. Here I'm going to adjust the hue and saturation and choose one that works in a different hue on here. So still looking natural, so I'm looking back and forth and trying to find my favorite one. Here I think this blue one is quite good on there. Okay, maybe a tiny little bit lighter, but same, try to be subtle in your edits so they look natural on there. So File, Save As, color edit 2. And okay, and I've got that saved as well. So now I'm going to edit like this. Just same process, a range of my pictures, adjusting subtly the brightness and contrast, the hue and saturation. Here I had a little a bit of dust on there that I use the stamp tool to get rid of. And the last one, and changing the hue and saturation again. Now I've saved 2 versions of this. I want to push my experiments, and I'm going to open this weaving template. I'm going to save as a JPEG in my still life and color folder on here. So I've got that version of them. So I want to get image, transform and rotate. Sorry, the wrong one. Image, transform and rotate. So I'm going to rotate the old canvas on here to have it horizontal. Then I'm going to copy and paste the first picture on there. Then I'm going to copy and paste the opposite color picture. So here I've got complementary colors and I want to experiment weaving those two so they match perfectly as you've just seen on there. So here I'm going to select alternate squares on here to create like a checkered template, a little bit like a woven effect if we cut strips of papers on here. Once I've selected all this, I'm going back to my top layer, choosing one layer to delete. So here I've deleted parts of the red layer. You can see on here it creates a checkered pattern on there. So I'm going to crop this slightly because I think the focus should be a little bit more on a dinosaur here, and go File, Save As, and going back in my color folder again to just save it as Edit 1 of my woven copies. Then I'm coming back and adjust the hue and saturation of that top layer. I wanted something a little bit harmonious where the woven pattern was a bit more subtle. Copy 2 on there. And then I'm playing with the overlay filters on there, trying to see one I think I like on there. So I'm not choosing anything too extreme and too contrasty on there. So just picking a couple that I like. I like this one, so I'm going to copy 3. Okay. And last one at the beginning that I liked with the contrast a little bit darker, and I've got this one as well. So it's a matter of taking your photos, editing, and then pushing a little bit of experimentation with them. So now I've got 4 pictures on there for a final outcome.